he is in with a chance of mounting a challenge on Ayrton Senna. He has, of course, got Prost to contend with as well, who I'm quite sure, despite the personality difficulties between Prost and Senna, will still do the right thing by his teammate and help protect his rear from Mansell, should Mansell. And Mansell in trouble, and that looks horribly like a blow-up to me, but it may just be, and that looked like the breather pipe, and it looks to me like there's a problem inside the engine, unless it's just pressurizing, because that was the smoke certainly seems to be coming from the breather pipe, whether that's the engine or gearbox breather, I don't know, but it certainly doesn't look in 100% fitness, and it looks to be getting worse. So I have to say that this looks very much like the end of the day's work for Mansell, but like a proper professional, he will ignore the smoke and the rattles and continue until the car grinds to a halt, completely blown up. You don't switch off just because something might be wrong, just in case the car, of course, will stagger on to the end of the race. But I'm afraid that looks terminal to me.
Yeah, I seem to remember Berger last year, I think it was here in Mexico actually, similarly smoking, and it turned out to be just oil dropping onto the exhaust pipe. But let's hope that Nigel Mansell, for the sake of the others, and I notice the oil now seems to have stopped, is not laying oil on the circuit. I saw him have a quick look in his left mirror there, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. The smoke seems to have stopped. Let's hope it's not because the oil has mostly disappeared. But Mansell is, oh dear, I spoke too soon, and he's slowing right down. And Nigel Mansell's race, I fear, is run.
And I think it's possibly gearbox trouble. I could hear him flipping the throttle up. It sounded very much to me like he'd got a whole lot of neutrals, and so that may have been a mechanical problem that Ferrari thought they had sorted out. If it was gearbox, obviously they haven't. But it did sound, I heard him just flipping the throttle then. Sounded to me like he couldn't get any gears, and it was, so that would make it seem that it was probably the gearbox breather, oil breather, that was doing it. Now, back to Ayrton Senna leading the race. Remember, a lap ahead of teammate Alain Prost, who has of course made 2 tyre stops already. And I think maybe his judgment was a little clouded by the pressure set under which Senna is putting him, because of course it's easy to be correct with hindsight on a matter of tyres. They are very difficult, but I feel there was a little bit of gamble and desperation in Prost's choice of tyres, and certainly whether there was or there wasn't, whatever it was, it hasn't paid off, and he's having a pretty unhappy race. He's a man who's already fairly demoralised about the situation in the team. He's unsure of his future. He's having difficulties deciding what to do, and today will not help his overall confidence and decision-making process.
And there is Patrese in second position. Now, where is Alboreto? We should see him shortly. If he's only 4 seconds behind Patrese, there he is. You saw the blue flash of the Tyrrell, and Patrese is really forcing the Williams Renault. He will know from radio messages and pit signals that he's fighting for second position. His Williams under tray grounding and striking sparks as he comes out of the 180-degree, 160-mile-an-hour Peralta turn, and that graphic shows you the position, just about 4 or 5 seconds between Patrese and Alboreto, a long gap between Alboreto and Nannini, and Prost, of course, has been lapped in 5th position, as has Tarquini in 6th place. 10 laps to go, and if they finish where they are now, there's the running order. Number 1 is Ayrton Senna, number 6 is Patrese, number 4 in 3rd position is Alboreto, 19 is Nannini, number 2 is Prost, 40 is Tarquini, 10 is Cheever, 26 is Griard, and 7th is Brundle, and those are the first 8 places. And if they finish where they are now, Ayrton Senna is going to lead Alain Prost in the World Championship by 7 points. They started equal after Monaco with 18 points each in the World Championship. Senna will have 27 at the end of this race if he wins it. Prost will have 20 for his 5th position. I can't see him finishing any higher because Alain Prost is a long way now behind behind Nannini, who is in 4th place. Things look pretty static with 10 laps to go. Senna leading Patrese by 38 seconds. Patrese second, 7 seconds ahead of Alboreto. Third, who is a long way ahead of Nannini. 4th. 5th is Prost, who has just unlapped himself, as you've seen. Tarquini is 6th and lapped. Chiva is 7th and, of course, lapped. And then it's Griard in 8th position. Brundle and Modena 9th and 10th, and Nelson Piquet in 11th position, number 11. That's the race leader. Johnny Herbert is still running after his long stop. He's in 15th position. He's last. Derek Warwick retired a long time ago. Jonathan Palmer retired a long time ago. You saw Nigel Mansell retiring recently from a fine 2nd place in the Ferrari. 2 British drivers left in the race then. Johnny Herbert. And there is the order again. Senna, Patrese, Alboreto, Nannini, Prost, Tarquini, Chiva, Griard and Brundle. Martin Brundle, the second of the 2 British drivers. Well, looking at Senna, driving smoothly and determinedly to his 3rd successive victory, I really do wonder what this is going to do to Alain Prost. He's won 35 Grand Prix. He's at a crossroads of his career. The only time he's beaten Senna this year was in Brazil, when Senna, you will recall, was taken out at the first corner after coming together with Gerhard Berger, but still drove through to finish 11th. And now Ayrton Senna is on his last, almost certainly victorious lap here at Mexico.
Yes, very much so, and what really has turned out to be, dare I say it, I hesitate to say so, but rather a routine win for Ayrton Senna. It all looked fairly easy, but I saw 2 points that I think may be of real significance in this race. The first, and on the positive side, was the apparent resurgence of Ferrari. A tremendous drive by Mansell, and he was by no means blown off by Ayrton Senna. He was holding that gap and was only some 6 or 7 seconds behind Senna for an awful lot of the race, for 2/3 of the race, and that bodes very well for the future, and particularly with Berger back to full fitness. And the other thing, sadly, on the debit side, I think we may be looking at the demise of Alain Prost. He was very demoralised before this race. He knew that although he has points in the championship, the real score, the effective score, is 3-0 to Senna. 3 wins, and Prost has had none this year. And he certainly knew that this was essential that he should win this race. And we know that he's pretty depressed about things. He's considering his future, and I would think today may have seen him, may have speeded the decision to retire on its way.
And Ayrton Senna enters the last corner of the last lap in the Mexican Grand Prix to take the checkered flag and victory for the 3rd time in succession, to lead the World Championship by 7 points in front of a very, very happy McLaren team. 2nd place is going to be taken by Riccardo Patrese, but the good news is that after a superb drive, Michele Alboreto is still running and is going to finish in 3rd position. But it's been Ayrton Senna's race all the way, and it would seem to me that we are looking now at the man who's going to be world champion in 1989 as he was world champion in 1988. A magnificent drive. So a magnificent 3rd victory for Ayrton Senna, with Riccardo Patrese 2nd, Alboreto a fine 3rd, Nannini 4th, Prost in 5th position, and Gabriele Tarquini in the points at 6th. In the World Championship then, Ayrton Senna now takes a clear lead from Alain Prost.